And we are going to start with a beautiful meditation. So I want you to go ahead and just take a look at this photo here. You have the rainbow essence and colors, and then there's you in the middle, and the clouds are underneath you, and you are transcending space and time. So this is the visual that you're going to hold in your mind as we start this presentation with our meditation. So ground down into your sitting bones, get tall through the spine, and allow your eyes to soften to close. Start to deepen your breath. Notice the way that it feels to be inside of your body, knowing that we are not just our bodies. Our bodies are our soul containers, and the deeper spiritual part of us, the part of us who knows literally everything as far as multi-dimensional beings go, our intention in this moment is to tap into that you-ness and uniting the relationship between you and you, your physical body and your spirit. Breathe in, fill, fill, fill. Your physical apparatus is full. Exhale, clear away, release, let go any mundane physical energy from the physical world. Allowing yourself to tap in to the time-space reality known as source energy. Taking this moment to call on our guides of the highest truth and compassion. May they be with us. May they clear our minds. May they tell us what we need to know. Breathe in. Breathe out. And as you sit here, start to visualize that beautiful rainbow energy all around you, feeling the clouds, feeling the essence and energy of safety and security, knowing that you are exactly where you're meant to be in this moment, knowing that you have everything that you need, knowing that right here, right now, you are transcending space and time and raising your vibrational frequency. You are a magnet for everything that you want. You are clear. You are free. You have united you and you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Place your right hand on your heart and your left hand on top of it, and gently bow your chin. Feeling your heartbeat, feeling this moment, feeling intense gratitude for all that your body does for you and for this physical life that we get to enjoy. Our souls chose to come here to Earth, the accelerated course, to have fun. Our main intention was to release conditioning, to remember who we really are and why we came here, and our reason for being, which is love, light, and connection. Breathe in, breathe out. Rub your hands, palms together, creating friction and warmth, feeling that beautiful energy all around you, feeling an uplifted sense through your heart space and through the top of your head, knowing you are connected, knowing that you are guided, knowing that you have support all around you, not only in your physical space, but also through all the realms. Breathe in, breathe out, hands go over the eyes, noticing the energy that you've created, knowing how powerful and magnetic you are, setting the intention to be able to see clearly and download and integrate all of this beautiful information. Blinking your eyes open into the darkness of your hands, knowing that you're ready to see clearly, and releasing your hands down by your sides. So powerful, you guys. The energy is magnetic. I just want to remind everyone, please go ahead and mute yourselves as I'm sharing my screen and I can't do it for you. And we are going to go deep today. We're going to go so deep, and we are going to really figure out what are the things that we are doing that are making our trend line go negative. Okay. So transcendence. Basically, it's a noun and it means existence or an experience beyond the normal or physical level. So this idea that we are not our bodies, we are not just this one physical life. We are so much more than that. And our physical is the vehicle for us to be able to experience what human life is. And being a human is the accelerated course for a soul. And so we are waking up and realizing, okay, this is actually what's going on here. This isn't just a time for us all to be freaking out and running around like ants. This is a time for us to understand who we really are and to show up as our highest selves and to manifest and become magnets for everything that we want, because our souls came here in order to be able to transcend space and time and to really figure out the laws of the universe so that we can attract everything that we want into our lives. So here's a beautiful stock chart and the emotional guidance scale by Abraham Hicks from Ask and It Is Given. And so the stock chart is the perfect way to explain literally absolutely everything in the world, because just as the micro, so is the macro. And this really demonstrates the candlesticks. So on a stock chart, if you're not really familiar with it, basically these candlesticks represent either a day, a week, a month, a minute, 5 minutes. They can be different length of time candles. And so the top wick, the top part of the candle, like this part, that's the highest that stock price went that day. And then this part right here is the lowest part that stock price went all day. And so you have this beautiful candlestick. So it represents, okay, this was the highest it went. This was the lowest it went. This is where it was most of the time. This is kind of like its average sending amount. Okay. So we can look at these beautiful candles just as the high points of our day and the low points of our day. So the high points of our day, those moments are like our meditation, our workouts, connecting with friends on deep levels, journaling, all of the things that we love to do that make us feel really good. So those are the highs, right? And the lows, those are things like bad news that comes to us, detours into fear, maybe skipping a workout doesn't feel good. So it has that essence and energy of like a lower part of the candle, with talking shit to yourself, all the things that we do, right? So these guys kind of lead to each other. So you'll notice a trend. There's always a trend on a stock chart. There's always a trend in your life. So whatever is trending is usually going to continue. And so this kind of shows, like, before you started the program, this is kind of where you were at. Maybe you were kind of drilling, and then you were drilling some more, and then you were really drilling, and then you realized, oh my gosh, there has to be a better way. Like, maybe I should do something good for myself. You do one good thing for yourself, you don't see any weight fall off, you don't see any result, then you're like, you know what, we're going to try even harder. We're going to go even harder. We're not going to eat anything, and we're going to work out a fuck ton. And then you drill and you drill and you drill and you drill until you are like, in one day, like, I can't keep doing this. I have to do something else. Then you do one good thing, and then you drill and you drill and you drill, and then you do something good, and then you drill, and then you're good, and then you drill. And then finally, we get to this point here where this is a very low point, and you're like, you know what? There has to be a better way. Fuck it. I'm going to invest in myself. And boom, guess what? Scared money makes no money. And if you don't invest in yourself, you're not going to get to where you want to go. And that's been one of the most massive, massive trends in my life, is when I invest in myself and I choose to do something that I know is going to better myself, I go to the moon. Because when you understand the game of life, you do better. And you guys all are doing that right now. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of all of us for showing up for ourselves and investing in ourselves. And so now this happens, right? And you have a massive green candle. You're in the group every day. You're feeling awesome. You're living your best life. You're answering the journal prompts. You're doing your workouts, all of the things, right? You do that. You're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing great. And then boom, you get bad news. Something happens in your life. There's a holiday, whatever it is. And there's that moment of that essence and energy of like, oh my gosh, we're drilling. And by witnessing that drilling, and you can see over here on the emotional scale, joy, appreciation, empowered energy, freedom, and love are at the top. And then they go down and they move down the emotional scale. And then we get to this frustration, irritation, overwhelm, disappointment, doubt, and worry. And when you start noticing those things and you start feeling those fearful thoughts and fearful emotions, and you start to detour into fear, when you notice that detour, you can come back. You can work your way up the scale. You can get to pessimism. You can get to boredom. You can get to contentment. You can get to hopefulness. You can get to optimism, working your way up slowly but surely, but continually working your way up that scale, right? And so you realize, okay, this low point, see this low point here? This low point is so fucking high compared to literally even your start point. Wow. Like, think about that. That's a huge deal, because on this day, on this, whatever it was, whatever news you got, whatever detour you had into fear, whatever the fuck you overate or haven't done your workouts or in however long, you are still higher than you were to start. And that's huge to remember, because if you don't remember that, we're going to get an example of not remembering that over here. Okay. So if you don't remember that actually this is a high as fuck spot for you, you're going to think to yourself, I'm fucked. I've been doing my shit. I fell off. Nothing's working. Oh my gosh, this, that, and the other thing. We're all going to die. Like, that's what my fear voice does. It's very, very intense. And so if you do that and you're at this fucking top candle up here, girl, you're like, I'm dying. And you're all the way up here and you don't realize that you're actually positioned perfectly. That's when we drill and the stock price plummets. Your whole life goes to shambles because you were focused on the wrong thing. You were focused on what you didn't want. You were focused on feeling like you weren't doing enough. So what did you do? You continued to not do enough, right? So what you have to do is be conscious of the fact that you're actually better than you have been ever. In your entire life right now, you are better than you have ever been, because you are wise, because you know more than you've ever known, because you are stronger than you've ever been, mind, body, and soul. I don't even care what your fear voice has to say, because I know that only love is real, right? And so it's so much harder to actually put all of these things into place, because even myself, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I should be doing more, this, that, and the other thing, right? But those thoughts lead to the drill. And it's the same thing over here with this emotional scale. So we have to be very, very conscious of the way that we're talking to ourselves, because our trajectory, the way that we're going, is going to be completely based on the thoughts that we are thinking, okay? So then you drill, and then you get in contact with me, you text me, and I hype you up, and we decide, oh my gosh, we're still higher than we were before, and we send to the moon, right? So this is your reminder. If you are ever, for any reason, feeling out of alignment, you need to get back into alignment with you and your physical body and your soul. How do you do that? You do that by moving your body, going for a walk, going into the course, doing a meditation. You have access to everything that you need to harness the power of your mind and transform your body. It is your job as you and the owner of your soul container and the person who came here to live your best life to take action and to do the things that will help you feel better. So going into the Facebook group, going into the Instagram group, connecting with the sisters, doing all of the things, being inside of the course, scheduling out your week, journaling, all of the things, right? Because all of those things, boom, they're going to send you straight to the moon, and you're going to feel so, so good. And you're going to be able to maintain and sustain when you continue on the path. So whenever you feel like, oh my God, I'm not doing enough, just listen to that thought and say, actually, I'm doing the most. Go into the group, go into the course, boom, right back up. Because we don't want any of those red candles. We want to go upwards, right? And so these guys down here, this represents the volume that's trading. So this is the stock chart. These are a version of candles. High of the day, low of the day, right? With those wicks. Down here, this is the volume. So in the stock market, it's the amount of people that are selling and buying shares. The red is heavy sell volume and the green is heavy buy volume. What the fuck does this mean for us? It means that the red volume is the volume of your fear-based thoughts that you are thinking and fear-based actions that you are taking. Because your actions and your thoughts are literally manifesting in the shape of your body and in the state of your life. It's insane. It's literally insane, the power that we have to create everything that's around us, right? So if you have very heavy red volume and you are just running rampant, you're just tearing shit up in your mind and you're not doing the things that you know are going to help you to feel better, you're going to think to yourself, oh, this is heavy red volume. What is this going to lead to? This is going to lead to my stock drilling. What is that going to lead to? Me not feeling good, me vibrating at a lower frequency, and me attracting all of the things that I don't want because I'm thinking about the things that I don't want. And you just like go through that with yourself in your mind. And you're like, actually, what do I want? I want some green volume. Why? Because green volume is going to make me go to the moon. What is green volume? Going into the group, going into the course, meditating, journaling, dancing, singing, doing something that you love. Anything that makes you feel good is green volume. So no matter what happens, your number one priority is to feel good, because the greener that volume is, the higher your vibrational frequency is, and the easier it is for you to receive good things into your life and to treat your body better. Because if you have a lot of red volume, you're going to be doing behaviors that aren't serving you. You're going to be reaching for food to self-medicate because you're talking so much shit to yourself and you're just like, or you're not going to go grocery shopping for the things that you need and you're going to reach for something just because it's there, because you haven't been doing your green volume tasks like grocery shopping and meditating. Okay, so green volume for the win. And there's also something else very important here to notice is that, see this big red candle here? This is called the downward spiral, ending with dun dun dun, rock bottom. That's the moment where you're like, fuck this, I can't treat myself like this anymore. There has to be a better way. Your girl needs to go into the group right now. And you send yourself into the group, right? And you send yourself into the course and you do the things that you need to do, okay? So that's the moment. That's the moment where everything changes. And guess what? The only way is up from there. Right? And then once you're on your way up, now it's easy to have green volume, right? Because now you're like, okay, fuck yeah, I fasted, I'm doing celery juice, I feel really good, I've answered all my journal prompts, I'm gonna win some money at the end of this month. Like, you are just like hyping yourself the fuck up constantly. You can't stop twerking, right? You're burning mad calories and you're just like, whee, all the way up to the moon, and then boom, bad news, something happens. Someone got in trouble at school, your kid is running wild, your parents need things from you, your siblings are on one, like shit's hitting the fan, your husband is losing his mind, like whatever the fuck is going on in your life that's making these red candles and now this red volume come up. You notice the thing, okay, this is the thing that could potentially give me some red volume. I'm not going to take that red volume action because I know better than that. And maybe you have 2 low days and that's fine. Maybe these are 2 days where, okay, like maybe we didn't hit our step goal. Maybe we didn't meditate, but we did do a workout and we went to bed on time. And you know what? You held steady there. You didn't really drill. You just held steady and you were like, I'm going to breathe into the discomfort of all the bullshit that's going on. And I'm going to see the bullshit as an observer, because I know that I am a soul in a body. And I know that I chose to come here. And I know that every single thing that's happening to me is a lesson, because I want to become the person who has everything that I want. And these are the lessons that she knows. So we're just going to hang out, and you let yourself rest and you give yourself a break. And then you fucking send to the moon 2 days later, because now you've given yourself that time to consolidate. In the stock chart, we kind of call that a consolidation, where it kind of just like sticks around in one flat line for a little bit. And then you'll start to trend upwards again, right? And then you get to this point, and this is really important to talk about and to know about, is that this is your highest point. This is like your full peak mode. And this happens to everyone. And I'm going to use myself as an example. And it's not a bad thing. It's just the way that things work, right? Is that you can get to a very, very, very high point. And I want to be conscious of the way that I feel when I'm at this high point, because it feels so, so good, right? You feel absolutely incredible. You're at like your perfect weight. You're at your perfect body fat percentage. Your mind is right. Everything feels really good. And at that point, there is a tendency, because we are humans, we are souls living in a human body, but we are human in this moment. And what the mind can do is like, I'm invincible. Yay. And then that's why people will lose all the weight and then they'll gain it all back, is because they've had this moment, they feel really good, they made it, and then now they think they can eat whatever the fuck they want. 3 days of eating trash, you actually won't see that trash show up on your body. So a lot of times what will happen is this candle's representing that, is you're going to get to this point where maybe you hit right here and that was your peak, right? And then you've been killing it. So your body continues to respond, but on this day you ate like trash. And then you thought, oh my God, I'm still peaking. And you were still peaking and you were still peaking, even though you were eating trash. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you wake up and you gained like 10 pounds. And that's a holiday. That's called a holiday. Okay. The average American gains 8 to 10 pounds over the holiday. That's a known fact, right? So then we'll drill to that spot, but then we'll go back up and then we'll have a consolidation day. So this is kind of just how it works. Like, you have to understand that you're always going to have ups and downs, and that's okay. That's what I'm saying here, is that there's no reason to be embarrassed by this happening. This happens to all of us. This happens to all of us. It's about witnessing this and fucking sending yourself back to the moon, because over time, your trend is always going to be upwards as long as you're conscious of what's happening. Okay. So when we are drilling, what we want to do is call on our angels, call on our spirit guides and our highest self and our spiritual support team of sisters for the highest good, and allow ourselves to resolve this block and restore peace and restore a new green candle with some green volume, some thick green volume. Okay. So it's about just witnessing the detour always and coming back. Okay. And so this is the Apple chart. This is Apple. Apple is a great long hold. I own a lot of Apple. And this chart is amazing because in 2001, this is where we were. And this is a representation of literally every good thing that can ever happen to you. Is that this is all the work that you're doing. You're doing so much work for so long. And it's also a representation of my business, because I literally started this business in about 2013. And I started doing YouTube videos then. And I didn't turn a profit until literally like 2 years ago, right? So this is really showing you, like, this is the amount of work. This is what you have to do. You have to put in a massive amount of work before you're going to start to see that trend upwards. And then once you see that trend upwards, you're still going to drill, and then you're going to come back, and then you're going to drill again, and then you're going to come back, and you're going to keep going, and you're going to keep going. And then something's going to happen and you're going to drill again. And then you're going to go back up, and then you're going to go down, and you're going to go up, and you're going to go down. And that is how the best things are built, because every single time that we honor our contractions, our expansions get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's how we go to the moon, because guess what? We are all infants. We are all infants. This is the fucking beginning for us on our human lives on earth. Like, everything up until this point, like, we just entered adult life, right? And when I say we entered adult life, we're still going to just be entering adult life when we're 30, when we're 40, when we're 50. That's at the point where we're at this place where, okay, we understand what it means to be an adult now, right? We have no idea what we're capable of. And we are going to do so many things. There's so many different chapters that we have ahead of us. So when you start to detour interfere and you start to drill, keep in mind future decades away version of you. That version of you shows up powerfully. That version of you chooses to send green volume. That version of you knows. When in doubt, zoom out, and know that you're going straight to the moon. We all are. It's inevitable. Okay, so that leads us to Diamond Hands December. So Diamond Hands basically means that stockholders basically buy a stock and they hold it long term because it has really good fundamentals, hopefully. For GameStop and GME, their fundamentals, but people still like to say diamond hand about them. Personally, not financial advice, but I wouldn't recommend diamond handing either of those two. But we are going to diamond hand the fuck out of ourselves, right? I am diamond handing my own stock, the stock of me, and I know that my green volume activities are going to always continue to yield very good results. So Diamond Hand December, this is going to be our morning post. So our joyful jewels, which are basically going to be our positive aspect list. So when you wake up in the morning, you're going to go right into the Facebook group and you're going to write down just a massive list of things that you're grateful for. I appreciate this. I am grateful for that. These are my joyful jewels for the day, and do a list. You can do as many as you want in your list. If you can only think of 3 things in one morning, that's fine. If you only have a little bit of time, do 3. If you have a lot of time, go ham, do 100. Like whatever you feel like doing. I want us to focus on starting our day with gratitude, because when we get our energy in alignment between you, and we are one, right? With ourselves, our physical and our spiritual selves are combined, and we are aligned in gratitude. We are going to just continue to attract good things into our lives, and we're going to continue to show up as the person who has everything that we want. In essence, now we're treating ourselves the way that we're supposed to be treated. Now our bodies are feeling really, really good, and our businesses are thriving. Our relationships are thriving. Everything that we have is able to work for us in the way that it's supposed to, because we're open to receiving, right? So we get our energy in alignment with our joyful jewels in the morning. And then your peaceful prep post will be your nighttime post. So instead of a gratitude at night in December, this is how we're doing it. We're doing peaceful prep. A great day starts with a plan the night before. Okay. So every single night before you go to bed, you are going to write out what are the green volume things that you are going to do the next day. I want you to lay out your outfit. I want you to have a plan for what your day is for the next day. And I want to see it. I would love to see your outfit as well. If you would like to plop a picture of that in there as it's set up for the next day. Okay. The really cool thing about picking out outfits is that, you know, if you have a pair of jeans that you want to wear tomorrow morning, you are not going to overeat at night. Okay. So before you do your TV watching or whatever it is that you're doing before you go to bed, I want you to pick out a fun outfit that's going to allow you to show up as your highest self and have massive green volume. And I want you to do your peaceful prep post. I want you to write out what's going on tomorrow. What action steps are you going to take? So you already know what you're doing that next day. And then you wake up in the morning, you drop your gratitude and you fucking send the day. Okay. And then our journal prompts are going to be in the Instagram group again, okay? So your daily journal prompt, I'm going to post it sometime in the middle of the day between 11:11 and 1:11 p.m. every day, my time, okay? So you'll go in there and you'll do that. The December thingy is all set up, so that's very exciting. You're going to start tracking your points in there. I'm going to announce the November winners on the 1st. Make sure that you tally everything up by the end of the night on Tuesday. Okay, because right when I wake up, probably at like 4 a.m. my time on the 1st, I will create, you know, a little thing of the winners and send you guys all of your money, which is so exciting.